Alright folks, I had a hard time coming up with this, but I finally found our pins, which are right here. And one of the dealers, Clark dealers, actually finally emailed this to me because nobody could find the parts, because this carriage had been changed on that machine. This is not the right carriage for it. And the mast was the right mast, but this carriage was different. So I'm not even sure what year or anything this particular carriage is, but was able to find our parts. There was a carriage number on this carriage that told what it was, and there's actually a number on the mast if anybody ever has to order parts. They're actually stamped into the mast, and they're stamped into this carriage on the back side. So I was able to give him the numbers on the carriage. He came up with this, sent it to me. We're going to get our pins, which are $23.79 a piece, and the bearings are right at $39 a piece, but they're of course through eBay. And the actual washers, we've got plenty of shim washers, so I'm not going to worry about that. And we will put a grease fitting in them and use our own bolts. We can make our own shims. So because I'm not sure what the thickness is going to be on them, so there wasn't really no use of ordering what they had anyway. And so we'll get them in and be able to get our carriage finished up. Alright, show you more. Okay folks, I picked up a little piece of steel. This is what we're going to use on top of our carriage, and for our slowing gear to mount to. And then we're going to use this under the boom for our the whole mast on the boom and everything to mount to. And this is 3 foot wide and 6.5 foot long, and it weighs 600 pounds. It's actually 3/4 thick, and good piece of steel. Got a little bit of surface rust, not bad at all. Bought this off a friend of mine for $100, and I think that figures out about 17 cents a pound, so that's not a bad price at all. And it's kind of hard to find good stuff like that, but I wanted to show you that. And we're going to go ahead and start. I've got a board in there, one of them erasable boards. I'm going to go ahead and start a price list of what I spend on this. I'm not going to add in any of the supplies like the oxygen or the Unimix for the welder or the wire or anything like that, but I will keep a list on there, and so you'll get an idea of what it costs to build something when you're building it on a budget like I am, because this is part of what keeps it at a budget. Now I'm getting ready to go pick up my 1/4 inch 4x8 sheet of 1/4 inch for the to actually hold the subframe down to the main frame. And what I done, I actually put an ad on Craigslist. I was trying to trade some aluminum for steel, some of the aluminum that I had picked up that you've seen, the sheets and stuff, because I don't do a lot of work with aluminum. But I didn't have any bites, but I did have a friend that wanted to buy some, so I ended up just selling him some, and I actually sold it for the exact amount as what it cost me to go buy the 1/4 inch plate. So basically I done a trade. But and we're going to go ahead and go pick that up, and I'll show you something else I picked up. Alright folks, here's something else I bought. This thing is about 4 feet tall. It's big, and it's heavy, and it's actually made out of rebar. And I guess it's a birdhouse or a bird cage. Not sure. I guess you could use it for about anything. I bought it because I liked it. I liked the craftsmanship. Somebody took a lot of time to bend all that rebar like they did, and I believe that's 3/8 rebar is what it looks like. And they done a heck of a job. And I mean, the friend that I bought the plate steel from, the 3/4 plate, had this, and I asked him what he wanted for it, and of course he said $25, and I just couldn't pass it up for that, because somebody has spent a lot of time building that. And I hate to think their work's only worth $25, but we're going to put something in it. I thought maybe in Christmas time we could put Santa Claus in it and hang it in a tree, or do something. But I liked it, thought it was neat. I think the base on it, it's about probably 3 foot diameter, and so it's a good size. I'm assuming bird cage. I've never seen a bird that would even have a chance to get out of that. If you put a lock on it, wouldn't go anywhere. Just wanted to show you. I thought it was neat. That's why I bought it. But going to town to get some 1/4 inch plate. Show you more. Okay folks, just made it back from town, and got our brand new piece of 1/4 inch steel. and it sure is nice. But we're going to go ahead and get to cutting on this, and this is what we're going to run right here. We're going to bring it up a ways and then run it down the side, and then I'll bolt it into the side, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to connect this and this, the 1/4 inch, to this. And I've got an idea on the way I want to do it, and I think it's going to make it really strong. Show you more. And just a quick tip, when you're cutting something like a piece of plate and you want it straight, lay a guide down. I mean, if you try to freehand cut, you know, a 4-foot piece, it's not going to be straight. So I mean, if you want to keep the grinding to a minimum, you know, and I'd say that even with a plasma cutter, but definitely with a torch. And I don't own a plasma, so everything I cut's with a torch. So we're going to get this cut and show you more. Okay, I cut the plate 11 inches and have got it just welded in place where I want it, just a little bit of weld. But I want to show you how I was going to plug weld it. I didn't put any holes in it first. That's the good thing about the mag drill. I just put the holes where I want to put them through this first plate, and then I'll weld in there, and then I can move and keep doing it. But that's the easy way to do a plug weld, and then you don't have to drill your sheet first. So just want to show you that. I'm going to go ahead and plug weld that, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach this and that to that inside rail. I'll show you more in a minute. Okay folks, we've got this one plug welded. So I should have got it cleaned off a little bit before I put that plate up there, but I wasn't thinking, and we'll just live with it there. But I mean, they're going to hold fine. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do about 3 of these down the side of this. I'm going to do my plug welds, but I'm also going to do 3 of these pieces. This is solid 1.5 inch bar, and here's what I've done. Put a hole through our outer plate, through our subframe, ran it in, and I've got a 1/2 inch plate here. This plate, once I get this cleaned up, will be welded onto our inner, slider frame. So this will all be welded on. I'll get the pin in it, and then the pin will be welded in it. And then of course I can weld it from this side, and I can weld it from this side, and of course I can cut them short. But that way, if I do 3 on each side, I think that is definitely going to tie us together where we have no trouble. And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to come in and put a piece of 1/4 inch plate all the way down between these two, and it will all be one solid, look like one solid piece. But that's what I decided on tying it together. And I don't have any 1.5 inch pin. I've got a 1.625 inch, and I actually think it's metric. But so I'm having to turn the pins down, which it's not a problem. And this is just some more of that scrap 1/2 inch plate. But and like I said, I think what I'll do is I'll raise it up enough to clean it off. I'll set it back down. I'll get them all in just like you see them here. Then I'm going to tack these in place where I want them, and then I'll raise it back up and get some really good weld on it, and then I'll set it back down, and then I'll slide the pins in, and then I can weld everything You know, you can't get in there real good. That's why I want to take it back out to be able to weld these plates. But once I get them all tacked into place, you know, they'll stay, and then I can raise it up, get them all welded in, drop it down, put the pins in, and we'll do one here, you know, one about halfway up, and then I figured I'd do one in between the two cross members here, and then you know, leave our other piece on. That's going to hold us. So and then once, like I said, I weld the plate in on the top. There's no reason why this thing should ever move on us. And a friend of mine is actually a forklift mechanic, and he said that he has actually seen these, the outer piece on the mast bow, and they've had to replace them because of picking up too much weight. And that's one of the reasons that I decided I wanted to, you know, put it in real good like this, and you know, add our plate on the top. And you know, that should take care of any problems of bowing like that, and shouldn't have any trouble there. And like I said, I'll go through and drill with the mag drill, the 9/16 bit, and put 1/2" bolts and you know, grade 8 bolts in the frame, and that'll hold that plate. And I have probably, you know, I wasn't going to put one here, but I may just take advantage of these 2 bolt holes and go ahead and put a plate here coming up, and just a small one. And we will, and of course we'll add some in here, but with this being thicker, we're going to actually add some extra plate here to bring it out far enough to be level. But and you know, we will get all that, but we'll make sure that the subframe, you know, I'll get this connected into it and get it, you know, all welded up, and then we'll actually take this whole thing back off, flip it over, do what welding we need to do underneath, and get our front cross member welded in good. And we've still got to put our, you know, tie-in plates here. So, but that is what I decided on doing it. And I'm still, like I said, I'm still going to plug weld it in a couple more spots like I did there, but I just wanted to show you that. That's really, you know, a neat thing you can do with the mag drill, you know, whereas, you know, any other way you would have to cut the holes first. And mag drill sure makes things easy. I mean, have no trouble there. But I'll get some more cut and get back on it. Okay folks, I wanted to show you one more thing I forgot to show you that I want to do on this thing. As you can see, we've still got our gap between here, and I'm not going to put anything between it. So what I want to do on our plates here is I'm going to take some of my scrap quarter when I'm done, and I'm going to make some pieces just like this. And these are actually going to go upright and be welded in from top, you know, down to bottom. And that's going to be supports to keep this thing from ever trying to bend this way, because, you know, all we've got is 1/4 inch here, and we, you know, if we're side pulling really hard, you know, we don't want it to flex over this way at all. And you know, it may never do it, but if we put these pieces on, that's going to solve that problem. I don't know how many I'll put on, but you know, probably 6 maybe down this side, and then I won't have to worry about that. That'll be another thing out of the way. So I'm going to keep at it and see if we can get her knocked out, and I'll show you more. But I think we'll go ahead and end the video here, and hopefully we can keep on it as long as the rain and snow and sleet stays away. So appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, commenting, and liking. And till next time, bye.